Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a really rambly and random rant kind of video about different doll lines. I'm just going to be chatting today about different doll lines that are popular and giving you guys my thoughts on them. As you may know, I am a doll collector, but that doesn't necessarily mean I collect every single doll under the sun. And today I'm going to be talking you through my thoughts on random different doll lines. Some of them I collect, some of them I don't. And we're going to get straight into it. Also, if there's a doll line that you think that I forgot, let me know in the comments down below. I obviously am not going to cover every single doll line ever. I'm just going to be talking about some main ones that are interesting to me, and also some ones that are popular right now anyway. I'm going to start off with the girlie herself, Barbie. I do like Barbie. I don't really feel like I resonate with the classic blonde Barbie that they're putting out right now. I feel like she isn't my era's Barbie. My era's Barbie was obviously in the early 2000s. When I was a kid, that was the Barbies that were coming out at the time, to go with the Barbie movies and stuff. And I really wish they would re-release the classic Barbie dolls from the movies. Last year, it was the 20th anniversary of the Nutcracker coming out, and they didn't come out with a collective re-release of the Nutcracker doll, which I reckon they totally should have, because they could have started off, because they started with the Nutcracker movie, right? That was the first iconic Barbie movie they came out with. They could have from then on started re-releasing each of those Barbie dolls from each of the iconic movies on their 20th anniversary or something. That would have been really cool, and I was just really disappointed that they didn't do that. I don't think I'll own all those Barbie movie dolls that I wanted from my childhood, just because they are really expensive now on eBay to get. And the newer Barbie dolls, they don't really interest me as much, because I feel like they're not from my era, you know. I kind of feel like the older 2000s Barbies resonate more with me. They were the ones I grew up with, Princess and the Pauper, you know, Nutcracker. Those are nostalgic to me. You know, Swan Lake, Rapunzel, those are the ones that speak to my soul. The newer ones, it's not the same feeling for me, you know. Nostalgia plays a huge role in my doll collecting, and so I really wish Barbie would re-release, especially if they did the Princess and the Pauper re-released. I would jump on it. I would jump on the Nutcracker. I'd jump on half of them. They better release them. They better re-release them. I want them. Anyway, Barbie, if you're listening, please re-release those dolls, because I really want them. Other than that, Barbies aren't really of interest to me. I do have one made to move Barbie doll who's my mini me, and I feel like that's about all I really need, because as a kid, obviously it was really hard to find dolls that looked like me. I am mixed, so I'm half Caucasian, half Asian, and so every time I wanted to get a Barbie doll that was Asian, she would look she would have very pale skin, black hair, and she would have a normal Caucasian Barbie face mold, and everything was pretty much the same, except she had black hair. And so it was just it wasn't really an Asian doll. Whereas now I have a Leah face sculpt Barbie. You've seen her on my channel before. She has brown hair, you know, she has an Asian eye shape with brown hair that so that makes me so happy. So I feel I have my little mini me as a Barbie, and finally Barbie makes me, I'm represented in the Barbie world, and I feel really satisfied in that way. And she's a made to move doll now, because I did a little body swap for her. I really like the made to move dolls, actually. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm a huge made to move doll fan. I love articulation. I love the opportunities that made to move bodies give to other dolls as well, because you can swap them onto so many different heads. It just gives so much more range to dolls. I'm a big fan of made to move bodies, and I wish they'd release more of them, because honestly, some of those made to move bodies are becoming really expensive on eBay and stuff. They're not as accessible to me here in Australia anymore. But yeah, I have my little mini me made to move. I feel represented, and I do really appreciate the strides that Barbie's making to have more representation in the Barbie world, and I think they should do more of that, because, you know, more representation is never a bad thing. I think that it's great that they're coming out with more dolls with more articulation, and I think it's great they're coming out with dolls with more diversity. One thing that I would love more of from Barbie is quality. I feel a lot of the dolls that I'm seeing nowadays that are coming out from Barbie have a lot of issues with pixelation, you know, the piercings not placed on their ear correctly, and they've accidentally pierced the doll's cheeks. All sorts of quality control issues that I really wish they'd iron out. Just I don't know, it makes me feel the quality has gone downhill from when I was a child, but also I'm not a huge Barbie collector these days, so I don't want to speak on that too much. The next brand that I would like to talk about today is, of course, Bratz. Bratz really spoke to me as a kid. Their outfits were a lot more realistic than Barbie outfits. Barbie is living her pink dream, which I'm very much living. But Bratz had like a bit of edge, a bit of sass to them, and I really liked that. I really liked how each line of Bratz had such a strong concept, and just like that current fashion concept that each line had. It's just unrivaled. I still stand by Bratz. I'm still a fan of Bratz. I really wanted to get Holiday Felicia. Oh, I'm going to go on a Holiday Felicia rant. So, 20 is my lucky number. And yellow, believe it or not, it seems like pink is my favorite color. Yellow is my favorite color. It always has been. And so 20 and yellow and Holiday Felicia, they all exist in a Venn diagram of like perfect Bratz holiday doll for me. Like, she's the most perfect Bratz holiday doll, in my opinion, that they've ever come out with. And she was, just sitting there available. Except she wasn't. She was not available in Australia at all. She was released one time on this website called like Oz Toy Sale or anything. They're like a small family owned business, and they got like less than 50. I think they got like 13 of those dolls in stock ever. She wasn't available at Australian retail stores. She never made it to Maya. She wasn't ever going to be coming to Maya. She just literally was not available in Australia pretty much at all. I don't know if I'll ever get my hands on her because I really don't want to pay scalper prices for Felicia, yet it seems like she, at a scalper price, is the cheapest I'd ever find Felicia, and I really don't want to like buy into that. So I think I'll never get my hands on Holiday Felicia. She was a really beautiful doll. The only thing I didn't like was her lip color. I didn't hate her lip color. I just didn't love her lip color. Like a lot of people, I would have preferred a nude lip for Felicia. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever get a Felicia, and it's very sad, but it is what it is. Also, I want to talk about the new designer dolls they came out with in collaboration with a designer brand, GCDS. I hope I'm saying it right. Anyway, you know the new ones, the Yasmin and the Sasha that came out. Yasmin really didn't resonate with me. I think that her face is really pretty, her hair was pretty and stuff. I didn't like her dress. I didn't like her shoes. Sasha's outfit, divine. I'm not going to get it. It's just like, it's too much, and I'm not like, I don't know, the price point and how difficult it is to get my hands on these dolls. It's just really difficult with these dolls that are like more limited, getting them here in Australia right now. But the Sasha, every single item of her outfit I would wear. Like, it is a 10 out of 10 outfit. Every single piece individually I would wear. All of them together, it's so extra. I love it. I love all the vibes. Also, actually, I want to talk about Barbie for a second. The Barbie Extra line, I think it's actually really cool. I like all the pieces individually because I'm quite extra. Like, I wear stuff like that, you know what I mean? So like, I would wear those really like extra outfits. However, I don't really feel like the actual dolls themselves speak to me, and the pairing of the extra pieces together doesn't necessarily speak to me. But I do like the concept. That's what I wanted to say about like modern Barbie Extra. Anyway, back to Sasha. Yeah, I love the bedazzled piece that she's wearing. That's totally something I would wear. The bodysuit is so thick, the jacket, the boots, everything. Her hair, like Sasha, the doll herself, looks really good. I really like everything about Sasha. Stuff that's coming out new from Bratz in the next year. They're re-releasing a bunch of old dolls. I'm not really interested in any more of the re-releases. I have the core for re-promo girls, but other than that, I'm not really interested in picking up a bunch of repros. I hope that they come out with some more updated, like modern dolls that they've thought of themselves, like more recent ones rather than just repros, but we'll see what happens. When it comes to the old lines, of course, I love them all. They're all nostalgic. I try and collect Bratz dolls within parameters, otherwise I would totally get out of control because there are so many good Bratz dolls. There are just so many good Bratz dolls that I could literally collect them all. With the Barbie dolls, I don't really feel like I want every single Barbie doll ever because I just want the movie ones. But with Bratz, I could actually collect and enjoy, all the fashion pixies. And they have like, 4 girls, maybe like an extra like a Dana or a Fiona for every single line. There are so many different Bratz dolls that I like. I could collect, all of the Rock Angels. I could collect all of the fashion pixies, all the Genie Magic. Everything is good from Bratz. So yeah, Bratz is one of those lines that I really just feel like is amazing, and there are so many great aspects. Actually, something I don't like about Bratz, and I don't like this from any brand, is this has just popped into my mind, the whitewashing of Sasha and like, darker skin tone dolls in their artwork. Anyway, yeah, that's a problem, and I'm not really into that. I do like that they're improving that. Good that people have called them out. And when you see, like, something that's not right in the doll community or any community, it's important to call it out. And I'm glad that the doll community is calling out brands to do better on things like, whitewashing Sasha dolls and other dolls that are, of darker skin tone. On packaging, it literally doesn't even make sense why they would whitewash them, because why would you have like a pale skin Sasha when the actual Sasha doll in there is a darker skin tone anyway? Like, what are you... It's like two different characters. As a kid, that would really confuse me. Like when I was a kid and I'd see artwork of the dolls, I would always wonder where Sasha was in the artwork and who this random other girl was. To me as a child, that is really like odd and confusing, and I don't like the whitewashing. It's just confusing for kids and it's racist. Yeah. Anyway, next I want to talk about my scene, which was Barbie's take on a Bratz doll, because they were becoming edgy and they wanted to compete with the Bratz market. I actually really like my scene. I think it's really pretty. I only have one girly because they're so expensive, I'll never be able to afford another one. But she is my holy grail, and I have a whole video up on her if you'd like to check that out. But I love my scene dolls. I think they're absolutely stunning. They've got the perfect face in my opinion. Like, I really think that the face of a My Scene doll, as much as I really love a Bratz face, the My Scene face is very, like, it's a great medium between like being a Barbie face and a Bratz face. It's a great mix, and I think they did a really good job with that. I love how Botox some of them look. Like, they look really like, I just think they look really fierce, and I'm really into them. I really like a lot of different My Scene lines, just like how I like a lot of Bratz lines. I find the My Scene lines really fashion forward. Even now, I would still wear a bunch of the outfits the My Scene girlies wear. They're not exactly like the Bratz dolls. Like, they have their own takes on stuff, and like different directions that their lines go are their own and unique, but some of them are more like, you know, reflective of Bratz lines. But overall, I really do like the My Scene design, the concept. I thought it was funny how they kind of copied but not the shoe thing. And I really like My Scene faces. I just think they're stunning. I see so many My Scene dolls online that I think are beautiful. And again, it's kind of like Bratz, where I could buy them all. You know, Barbie, I don't need to buy them all. Honestly, I could buy every My Scene doll because I think they're all beautiful, but I really won't, because, see, the thing is that the thing that stops me from buying every single doll ever that I think is beautiful, price. Yikes, these Bratz are going up, because collecting dolls right now is really popular. And same with the My Scene dolls. These My Scene is going through the roof. I could collect like 10 Bratz for the price of one My Scene at the moment. But also, space. I don't have endless space. I try and keep each doll collection in one of these cubicles. So all of my Bratz fit in one cubicle, all of my Monster High girls fit in one cubicle, all my Lalaloopsies are in one, and I don't want to get my collection to be too out of hand. They can no longer fit in their little cubicle home. So that's my little parameter. I have limits. I don't want my whole life to be dolls, because I'm interested in other things too, like my shoes and my bags. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay, the next brand I want to talk about, like doll line. So there's like some lip gloss that's like sticky right there. Anyway, the next line I want to talk about is one that's not really around anymore, but it was popular when I was a kid, so I want to talk about it anyway. And this is Polly Pocket. Polly Pocket was it when I was a kid. I had like a disco van playset, and it was really cool, and I played with that thing for hours with my sister. But honestly, looking back on it now, it kind of makes me feel icky. The way their clothes are like jelly, it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. I've seen people online talk about how it's like the forbidden chewing gum. Oh, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know. Those things would pick up like dust, and like, I don't know. I like really enjoyed playing with Polly Pocket at the time. I loved shoving their clothes into like small compartments in the van and slamming it shut, and then you open it and you're like, whoa, I forgot that I left these shoes in here. And their outfits were really cute. That particular playset that I had, I literally know every single piece of Polly Pocket clothing that came with that playset in my mind still. But I don't know, something about Polly Pocket kind of icks me out now. Also, articulation on that scale, like the quality of the actual dolls wasn't great. It was just like a flimsy doll line that was lots of fun, and you know what? It's not for collecting. You know, that's how I feel about it. To me, it's not something I'd collect. It's more of like 5-year-old me was having the time of her life. I really feel like there's like lip gloss peeling. I feel like this lip gloss laid over the liquid lipstick that I'm wearing, it's like not interacting well. The lip gloss I'm wearing is Cupid from Kylie Cosmetics, and the liquid lipstick I'm wearing underneath is Times Square matte liquid lipstick from Colourpop. Anyway, the next line of dolls I want to talk to you, actually, there are 2 more lines of dolls that are kind of from this era that I want to talk about. The first one is Liv dolls. I never really resonated with the Liv dolls. The one that resonated most to me was like the Asian girl from the line. I literally don't even know her name because I never was into Liv dolls, but I did see them in the stores at one point. Or like online or something, and I thought they were kind of cool, but like, I don't know, something about the inset eyes, it never really spoke to me, so Liv dolls kind of like were a pass for me. Moxie girls, I thought they were really cute at the time. However, again, I think that something about inset eyes just doesn't speak to me. I'm not sure what it is, because there are some dolls with inset eyes that I really don't mind, but yeah, I was never really into the Moxie girls, so I don't know. They were really cute though, and the ads were really fun. I liked the Moxie Girl ads on TV when I was a kid. But yeah, Liv Dolls and Moxie Girls, their outfits were cute. I'll give them that. I just never for me. It wasn't something that I was ever like dying for. Now, something I was really into, I'm going to get into Monster High. Monster High is so creative. I really think that they changed the doll space from just being like little human dolls to really opening the eyes of like the doll universe to becoming like anything. Dolls could be anything. And Monster High really like played into that and got really creative, and their attention to detail and quality really paid off because that's what made the brand so interesting. The characters were really well thought out, the attention to detail and the depth into which they like went into each character, doing all the webisodes. I used to watch all those webisodes. I used to watch all the Barbie webisodes too. Life in the Dream House was so good. I used to watch all of those in high school. Anyway, the Monster High webisodes were really good. The doll lines were really creative concepts as well. Like the way they made everything like ghoul or creepy or like scaremester. Like everything was like spooky themed, and I just thought it was really cute. And I really liked the doll molds. Not only did I enjoy, the online concept of Monster High, but in execution, I enjoyed it as well. Something that's different is Ever After High. I liked the online concept of Ever After High. However, I never really felt like the dolls resonated with me, which is interesting because Monster High and Ever After High are both made by the same company. I don't know, something about the Monster High doll heads were more sculpted to me, and I really liked that. They just looked a little bit fiercer. Whereas even though the Ever After High dolls were very pretty and stuff, their faces looked really round and kind of moon-like to me, and something about that really put me off. I really liked the Ever After High webisodes online, and I was definitely a rebel. I liked the whole rebel plot and stuff, and some of the characters from Ever After High in theory would be like my faves. Like, Raven would technically be like definitely someone I would pick up. I would totally have picked up Raven and Applewhite, and definitely Michelle Mermaid if they were made more in the style of Monster High. But because they changed the style just ever so slightly to be Ever After High, something about it lost in translation to me. It never really spoke to me. However, the detail that they did on Ever After High still was really beautiful. I don't want to take away from the fact that they had such detailed clothing and shoes and accessories and stuff, just like Monster High. They really went all out with that. It was just the face molds that didn't speak to me. So they were still really cool dolls and stuff. It was literally just the small detail of their face molds being different can throw me off. So that's literally all that threw me off. Same with how Moxie Girls could have been really cool to me, but something about the inset eyes, it didn't speak to me, threw me off. I didn't enjoy them. So yeah, that's the sad story about Ever After High for me. But if you want to see my entire Monster High collection, I just uploaded that on my channel recently, so you can go check out every single doll in my Monster High collection if you would like to. Kind of coming off the Monster High, Ever After High phase phenomenon is Bratzillas. Now, honestly, again, the inset eyes, I think that's what threw it off for me. In theory, Bratzillas would have been a great concept for me because I was really into Monster High, I was really into Bratz, and so combine them both and you get Bratzillas. But I don't know, I liked all the webisodes, I liked the concepts and stuff, but none of them spoke to me. I really liked, I think it was Chloe who was split in half, two colors. She was really cool concept, and I also liked that Fiona was a mermaid because I'm a simp for mermaid dolls. Mermaid anything, 100% is my favorite kind of dolls. But for some reason, the Bratzillas, the Fiona mermaid, I think it was because her skin tone was green, she glowed in the dark. I don't know why that threw me off though, because I still like, Monster High dolls that have green skin tones. It must have been the inset eyes. I don't know. But interestingly enough, okay, so I'm going on and on about how much I don't like inset eyes. The next doll brand I want to talk about is Novi Stars, who have inset eyes and I think are cute. Now, maybe it's because they have a unique face shape and it plays into their weird alien aesthetic that I think is really pretty and cute. But I actually liked Novi Stars. I never owned any Novi Stars. I didn't own any Bratzillas. I'd never owned any Ever After High. I didn't own a bunch of these dolls. I just have a lot of opinions on them, and I like to admire them from afar online. Anyway, Novi Stars, I don't believe they ever came to Australia, but I really, really like the one, I forgot her name. I don't know what she's called. She's got pink hair, she's got little antennae that are little love hearts, and she's so cute, and she's got a green skin tone. So cute. She's definitely my favorite. She's the one that's got the light up gimmick, and she is the cutest little Novi Star ever. If I ever saw her at a thrift store, although I don't know how because we're in Australia and they were never sold here to my belief, I'd pick her up because she's really cute, and I think that she's really pretty, and I love hearts. And the fact that her antennae are hearts are so cute. I liked the little Novi Stars webisodes. Again, webisodes was such a thing with doll lines at the time, and I really do think they probably played a large role in the success of the doll lines, as how their webisodes were going. The Novi Stars doll line was really cute, but it was really short-lived, and I think it was because most of the attention for like creative and like quirky dolls was probably on Monster High at the time. I think if Novi Stars came out today, they would be really successful because they're kind of different to other dolls that are coming out at the moment. I just think the market was probably oversaturated with like funky dolls at the time. I do think Novi Stars are really cool though. Articulation wasn't the best, to be honest. And I don't know, maybe as the like line went on, they were running out. It seemed like they were running out of concepts because they wouldn't re-release the same girls over and over. They would release new ones and not do as many lines of the original ones, whereas a lot of lines that have success, such as Bratz, they have a core 4 and they re-release the core 4 in different like lines and stuff, whereas they didn't really do that a bunch of time for Novi Stars. Maybe it was just because of like budget or like time frame before they ran out, but they only had like maybe one swimwear line before they disappeared for the OG girls. Anyway, I did like the OG girls. They were very iconic. My favorite was the pink hair girl. Next, I want to talk about Lalaloopsy. I'm a Lalaloopsy stan. Okay, so many people think Lalaloopsy dolls are really creepy, and I totally understand where you're coming from, and I've heard the Coraline comparisons. I've never watched Coraline because that's too scary for me, and I know my limits, but I've heard that Coraline's really scary, and I know it's not for me, but I really like Lalaloopsy dolls. The thing that drew me into them at first was I saw them in a catalogue. I think we were going to like, I don't know, Target or something, and I took a Target catalog home because I love to like browse through the Target catalog and see what like new toys are out and stuff like that. And I remember seeing Lalaloopsy dolls, the full size ones. I think it was like Crumbs in the catalog, the full size Crumbs doll, and she looked really like, this is like a weird comparison, but like she gave me like Japanese Harajuku kind of style. The way she was like so over the top and so pink, and the way her skirt fitted and everything like that. And I was instantly like fascinated. And so I looked at the word Lalaloopsy and then I Googled it, and then I found like the whole doll community on Flickr. Yeah, it was a good time to find all that. But I was really fascinated by Lalaloopsy dolls when they first came out. Originally, when I first discovered them, they only had like the full size, like this big dolls. And I thought they were really, really cool. I was kind of aging out of dolls, like really aging out of dolls. I was probably in high school at this point, but I thought they were really cool concepts, the way each doll had like its own like theming and design, and I thought they had a really good like color palette and color story for each doll. I don't know, I was really into the whole concept of like them being sewn together. I thought they were really cute, and I love the whole like buttons and sewing theme. I thought it was really like well played out. And I was stoked when they came out with the Lalaloopsy Littles. So all of my collection is Lalaloopsy Littles. Nothing against the larger dolls. The Lalaloopsy Littles are just smaller, and those larger dolls are like actually quite big. Also, something I don't like about Lalaloopsy dolls is I was first drawn to them as well about like they were so large, and I felt like they were really durable dolls because of the like large size. You could like not whack them around, but like play a bit more roughly with them, and they would like stand the test of time. However, I really didn't like how with the larger full-size dolls, their heads were like squishy. I don't know, something about the like dolls having squishy heads I like didn't really like, but I loved how the Lalaloopsy Littles have like hard heads. I don't know, I just felt like they were really sturdy, like hard-wearing dolls. I really liked that. So I really, really liked the Lalaloopsy Littles because I could still get the aesthetic and themes and styles of the larger dolls in a smaller size without getting the Lalaloopsy Minis. I wasn't opposed to the minis, and I actually have a couple of minis that I got for Christmas from my parents one time, except at the time they were from Santa. Anyway, yeah, so I have some of the Lalaloopsy minis from Santa, but they're just so small and you can't redress them. And like so much about the fun for me for dolls is like redressing them and like restyling them and stuff. And so like the fact that you couldn't take their clothes off and like dress them up and like do their hair and things like that. Already with Lalaloopsy dolls, you can't do their hair, which kind of is a bonus because they can't get tangly. There's only so messed up they can really get. But yeah, I just really liked the Lalaloopsy Littles because it's like the smallest size of Lalaloopsy doll that they can do without, you know, becoming the minis. The minis are really cute though, and now those mini dolls are my Lalaloopsy Littles' dolls, if that makes sense. Because like the scale is right. I think it's really cute. I like so many of the Lalaloopsy concepts though. I actually, when I was like, I want to say like in the beginning of high school, I printed out a list of like a, you know, like a checklist pretty much of all the Lalaloopsy dolls. I didn't expect to buy them all. I just wanted to like study the design of each of them. I felt like they were really, really well designed. Yeah, I'm just really into them. I never knew, like, what was I planning on doing? I wasn't like getting that checklist to like buy all of them. I was literally like 12. I couldn't afford one. Yet I like just wanted to look at them. I don't know, I would stare at them all the time, be like, these dolls are really cool, but but I never owned one until later. You can check out my Lalaloopsy collection if you'd like to see all the littles that I have now though. I don't really feel like I want to get any more littles, but I could stare at them. Like, I love staring at the Lalaloopsy dolls. I don't know, just the design of them is so, they're cute to me. I'm really into them. Anyway, also on the Lalaloopsy concept, I want to talk about some of the spin-offs that they came up with. The mermaid ones, the fairy ones are all really, really cute, and I totally would have got them, except I don't like the fact that they're like, the texture of them is like kind of like, not gooey, but like they're a little bit softer, and I like the fact that the original Lalaloopsy Littles are like a solid texture, like they're like really like hard dolls. So I didn't really like the fact that the mermaids and the fairies were like a softer doll. I don't know, it didn't really resonate with me as much. I also thought the Lalaloopsy Littles pets, like they were the same size as Lalaloopsy Littles, except they were like animals. There was like a bunny, I don't remember what else there was, but there was a bunny and maybe a kitten or something like that. Those were really cute and I was into those, but I only found out about them after I kind of like got out of my Lalaloopsy phase, but I do think those are really cute as well. I think a lot of the Lalaloopsy like spin-offs and stuff are like really creative and stuff, but those are the ones that speak to me more. Some of them that don't really speak to me, the crazy hair, I don't know, I just really wasn't into the crazy hair. It just looked like the kinks. I don't know, I just didn't like it as much. It didn't speak to me. I liked the neatness of the Lalaloopsy dolls, how their hair was always perfect. It was like kind of cool to me. Not that I'm anti a doll with hair though. Like, obviously most of the dolls in my collection, I'm like, oh, I love you because you have beautiful hair. Anyway, another doll line that I want to talk about, this one was more short-lived. This is the La-Di-Da dolls. I don't know if you remember these, but when I was first getting into like doll YouTube back in like, I don't know, 2012, 2013, the La-Di-Da dolls were like really popping off, and then they disappeared, which is kind of surprising, but I don't know, maybe it makes sense. They had pretty poor articulation, but I think they had some really cute concepts. They came out with a couple of lines before they disappeared forever. I think the main character was called D, and my favorite line was the original line. I just feel like a lot of the time with dolls, the first edition, the Wave 1 doll in the basic outfit is like always the strongest because it's the iconic one. So D in her like New York City outfit was definitely my favorite La-Di-Da doll. I don't know, with the red hair and like the New York City style makeup and like her little dog, I just thought that was really cute. So that was my favorite La-Di-Da doll, but I wanted to give them a shout out because they were like a really popular doll in my like formative like doll collecting years. That was when I first realized like doll collecting could be a thing outside of like being a child and enjoying like dolls as a child. Is like, you know, when I discovered like Lalaloopsy, that was more from like a teen collector perspective, but I was thinking of the dolls from more of an adult perspective from then onwards, like from like an adult doll collector's perspective rather than like a child playing with the dolls to like, you know, play with as much. Not that I don't play with my dolls anymore, like I still enjoy them and stuff obviously, but I'm more enjoying them from an adult collector perspective, whereas when I was a kid I would like not trash my dolls but like more like, you know, whereas now I like keeping them nice and putting them on doll stands and like, you know, doing all these things to like make sure they look beautiful all the time and stuff like that, pampering them in different ways. I don't know, I'm still enjoying them and I'm still playing with them, but I guess the way I do it is like different now. Anyway, the next doll line is one that's really popular right now, but it's not one that I really am into, and it is the OMG LOL dolls. I'm really not into these. I like their outfits and a lot of the concepts of them are really cool, but they've just never spoken to me. I don't know what it is about their eyes, but like they're really disproportionate to their bodies. Not that any of the other dolls are proportionate. Like I just talked about how much I love Lalaloopsy, but something about the OMG LOL dolls just doesn't speak to me, and I really wish it did because they have some really cool like outfits and stuff, and some of the themes of the dolls, like there's a little cheerleader one, and I do cheer, so I always love a cheerleader doll, but something about the OMG LOL dolls, it never speaks to me. And also maybe it's a body thing, like maybe I don't like the body proportions, because I also don't like when people rebody other dolls onto OMG LOL doll bodies. I don't know, I feel like it looks odd. Not that I'm like against like a curvier doll body. I just want to clarify that because like, I'm into like the curvy Barbie body or like a Rainbow High body. But something about the OMG LOL doll bodies, I've seen a lot of people rebody their Bratz onto those bodies and I always feel like it looks odd to me. But maybe it's just because I'm used to the Bratz on like the Bratz body. I don't know, something about the OMG LOL dolls, it's like not my style. I don't know what it is about them, but I think it's something to do with the faces. Just, it hasn't hit it for me. Something that has hit it for me, Disney Store dolls. Now, I don't have a lot of them. All of them that I have are definitely Ariel's because, as you know, I'm an Ariel freak. I'm obsessed with Ariel. I love mermaids. So all of my Disney Store dolls are all Ariel's, but I am really into the Disney Store dolls in general. I think that even though I don't collect any of the other like princesses, such as like Aurora or Cinderella or like Pocahontas or anything, generally they do a pretty good job of like capturing the face of the princess into the sculpt. I'm very happy with the current sculpt for Ariel. It very much looks like Ariel to me. And with the other princesses, I feel like they do a similarly good job. Obviously, I don't collect the other princesses because I'm obviously every time going to go for the Ariel doll, but I do think they come out with some pretty decent Playline dolls, and I also think that they have some really beautiful collector dolls. I really, really love the high-end collector dolls like the 17-inch ones, but I could never afford them. They're so expensive. Those Disney doll collectors, I don't know how they survive each doll release because I would be so upset if I was like set on getting all the Disney dolls because they're so expensive. They're really gorgeous though, and they have an air of like, about them. They're just very special dolls to me. They're very collector dolls. They're very beautiful. I'm down here in the Playline category. You know, I'll never get into that like expensive category of Disney Store. I just don't think I'll ever afford it, especially here in Australia. I did get the special edition one time. It's not even a collector's limited edition. It's just a special edition Ariel for the Christmas 2020 release, and she already came with her box damaged. Like I could never get one of those really nice ones because they already sent me one with a box damage. Like I don't know, it's just such a risk for me down here in Australia, but I do definitely love a good Disney Store doll, and I love looking at them online and like appreciating all the details. Excuse me, I've been talking for like 30 minutes. I hope you're watching this on double speed because I love watching videos like this on double speed, like listening to people rant and stuff. But yeah, I'm just really into like watching people like go through reviews of their Disney Store dolls online, going into all the details about all the quality and stuff. It seems like they have really decent quality, especially on those like higher end collector dolls. And I just really appreciate the creativity and attention to detail that Disney puts into their princess dolls. They really think about like, you know, what the Aurora fans are really into or what the like Little Mermaid fans are like really into seeing from Ariel, and I love seeing what they come up with and how they get creative with the same princesses but reinventing them every time. I think that's really fun and unique to see the different concepts they come up with the same characters over and over again. I would like to see some more diversity in the Disney Princess collection, not only from like getting new princesses that are more diverse, but also them being more creative with the Disney princesses as they release them in both Playline and limited edition form. And what I mean by that is I'd love to see more characters that we don't typically see as much, such as Vanessa from The Little Mermaid, some of the like princesses that aren't as common to see, such as, wait, I don't know her name. This is what I mean, like the ones that we don't know the names of as much. The one with the blue crop top and the blue skirt. Is it like Atlantis or something? I don't know what she's from, but she's really pretty, and I feel like she deserves more attention and more dolls and everything like that. Just like the characters that we don't see as much, the secondary characters, I'd love to see from, you know, Beauty and the Beast, the Bimbettes, I think they're called, the three blonde girls. I'd love to see dolls of them. You know, these side characters that still have a kind of a big fan base, in my opinion. I think they should get dolls too. I think that they should branch out into like different creative dolls, and not just stick to like the classic, going for the same Disney princess in the same classic dress every time. I'd love to see more of the Disney Princess Playline dolls also released in their like not princess dresses, the ones where like Cinderella's in her like cleaning the castle dress, or like in Aurora's wandering around the woods dress, like those ones where it's not the ball gown, it's like the one with the aprons and stuff. I'd love to see more of those released as well. And I'd also love to see, this is another thing from Disney Store dolls, I'd love to see less glitter and less random swirly details on everything. I'd like things classic and movie accurate. Unless it's a limited edition doll and they've got a bit of creative designer interpretation there. But on the Playline dolls, I like them to be realistic to the movie. Even as a kid, I would have preferred them to be realistic to the movie. Okay, the next doll that I have to talk about, I'm going to go into some mermaid categories. Sorry, I got like lip gloss that's like bunching up in the side of my lip again. Anyway, another doll that I want to talk about today is Rainbow High. So Rainbow High is like probably, I would say, one of the most popular dolls that's popping off right now. Everyone's talking about Rainbow High. Again, something about the face molds. It's so annoying because I really like, okay, I love Rainbow High fashion. Rainbow High fashion, out of all the fashion dolls that are coming out right now, I would say Rainbow High has the best clothes. My personal opinion, but I really do feel it. However, something about the Rainbow High faces throws me off. The Rainbow High bodies I really like, and I also really like the articulation of the Rainbow High bodies. So it's like the body is it. The face, I don't know why I don't love it, because everyone else loves it and I really want to love it because I really like the concept and the themes and the outfits and everything is working out and the quality is amazing. The price point's pretty. I don't really like Rainbow High faces. Is it because of the inset eyes? I don't know. I really wish I liked Rainbow High dolls though, because there are so many Rainbow High dolls that have come out that I think have the coolest outfits and look really good and have a really good concept. I just don't love their faces, but I don't want to start collecting a line of dolls that I don't love 100%, and I want to love the dolls' faces. You know, with the dolls that I have that you see behind me, I love each of them and I can admire each of their faces. Whereas if I had a Rainbow High doll, I don't know, maybe they'll grow on me. Some Rainbow High dolls that I like, I really liked the Slumber Party dolls, Robin's, like the sleepover dolls. Robin Sterling, the Brianna doll, the pink girl in like the Juicy Couture inspired set. I love the designer inspired aspects. The girl, I'm not sure what her name is because I'm not like a Rainbow High stan, but the girl who comes in like the faux Dior two-piece set, like the peachy colored one. Obsessed. There's a girl who wears pink and she looks like she's wearing a Chanel two-piece. I love that as well. I love the Chanel inspired doll. I love the Dior inspired doll. I don't know. I really like the designer things in the doll scale. I think it's really cute and I love the colors that they go for. I think it's really fun that each of them are like a color of the rainbow. I have seen some, however, rerouted into like natural hair colors like browns, blondes and a black hair, although there are some with black hair. I'll get into that later. But when I see them with like realistic browns and blondes and like red hair, I think they look really pretty. Maybe I would like them more if they had more natural hair colors. I'm not opposed to an unrealistic hair color on a doll. As you may know, I'm literally a Little Mermaid stan. Like, she has bright red hair. It's not that realistic. And I'm a huge fan of Monster High dolls who all have crazy hair colors. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe the Rainbow High dolls colored hair throws me off. I really don't know what it is, because the colored hair makes sense for the Rainbow High dolls. Like, it makes sense with the like whole color scheme that they have going on and stuff. Some other Rainbow High dolls that I thought were really cool. Jet Dawson, I thought that she was a really beautiful, luxurious looking doll. The attention to detail and for the price point, the like, you know, quality that you were getting with that doll was really amazing. Same with the Lunar New Year doll. I really almost got that Lunar New Year doll. If they make one next year for the Year of the Rabbit, I might get her. I'm interested. Okay, here's another thought with the Lunar New Year doll. So her name's Lily, right? And she is a Lunar New Year doll, and she comes with all this tiger printed stuff, embroidered stuff, really high quality. Absolutely love every single piece she comes wearing. Like 10 out of 10 design. Her bracelets, oh, it's ridiculous. Her shoes, I love everything. And it's all done really well. However, are they going to re-release a Lunar New Year doll every single year for the Lunar New Year? I'm kind of interested because, you know, they could, because they could make it different every time, but I don't think they will. But I really wish they'd done her next year instead, because I'm born in the Year of the Rabbit, not the Year of the Tiger. And so I don't really want to get the one for the Year of the Tiger. I wish they'd do one for my year, the Year of the Rabbit instead. If one of these doll brands came out with a Year of the Rabbit doll, I would get it. Anyway, yeah, I'm really into Rainbow High concepts and like quality and designs and everything, but Rainbow High faces, I think, throw me off. But, you know, maybe you catch me in 2 years and I have a whole Rainbow High collection. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's a whole other doll line to get into as well. And I'm already so into, like, you know, my Bratz and my Monster High girlies at the moment. So I don't know. We'll think about it. They already have been out for a while as well. So there are actually so many cool dolls that they've come out with already. Even the ones that aren't designer inspired, I already like as well. There was one recently that was inspired by Cher from Clueless, and her outfit was impeccable. Like, she looked really good. Like, she is in my like top 10 Rainbow High dolls. Should I make a top 10 Rainbow High dolls list? Is it ridiculous? Because I don't even like have any Rainbow High dolls, but I could still make a top 10 list because they're kind of interesting, and I feel like they're really popular right now. If you're in the doll collecting community, you can't hide from the Rainbow High hype. my opinion. Anyway, next I want to talk about Mermaid High. I feel like there are so many like Monster High, Ever After High, Rainbow High, Mermaid High. Mermaid High is cool. I like the brown hair girly and you know how glam she is, and I like the blonde girly because I like her boho outfits. However, the Asian girly, who is usually the one that I resonate with, like with the Moxie girls and Liv dolls, I don't resonate with those dolls, but there's like usually like 4 girls in each line, and like the Asian girl is like usually like the me because I'm Asian, and so I usually like resonate with that one the most. But the Asian girl from the Mermaid High line, I just didn't resonate with. I think it's because a lot of the time they're scared to make an Asian doll with like Asian coloring, like black or brown hair is like maybe too boring for them. They always make it like a crazy color for the Asian girl instead of just like giving her realistic Asian features. They make her like really colorful and stuff instead. I don't know. She just didn't resonate with me, and they made her like the classic trope of like being really edgy and into technology. And I don't know. I just would have liked it if they just made her a pretty girly. I don't know. None of them really resonated with me, and apparently the quality isn't that amazing for the Rainbow High girls. I'm still interested to see what the future holds for Rainbow High, but yeah, the girlies didn't really speak to me as much. I wish the Asian girl had like the brown hair girls like aesthetic, if that makes sense. Then I probably would have been more into it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with like Mermaid High. I'm really into mermaid dolls, so that's why I gave it a chance, but I don't know if it's ever going to speak to me because I don't know if it's going in a direction that I'm as into. Because when there are dolls like Bratz and like things like that to compete with, I don't think I could ever get into another doll line unless it's really, really strong. And that brings me to Mermaids. Okay, Mermaids is like a new line of mermaid dolls. Unfortunately, their tails are not removable. Currently, there are 4 girls being released. Only 2 of them have been revealed so far, and they both look really pretty. My favorite is Chanel. It's like Shell, but Chanel. It's like a play on the word Chanel, and she is definitely going to be like the glamorous, gorgeous one in my opinion. She's just like a glamorous girl. I love her skin tone. However, I don't like her lilac hair. Not lilac. She has pastel blue hair and she has dark skin, and usually you'd think that I'd love the contrast because usually I would, but I feel like I wish she had like, I don't know, dark hair, to be honest. I wish they'd gone for like a dark blue for her. I feel like it would have been like more vibrant and like bring it out more than the like light blue. I feel like she looks a little washed out in my opinion. I don't know. I just feel like she would have looked stronger with like a stronger hair color rather than the pastel. I understand why they went with the pastel though. I think her whole color scheme is like all pastels and stuff, and she's actually really cute. The main reason, okay, honestly, I probably wouldn't even be that fussed about the pastel hair. The thing that I wouldn't dye my hair that color. That's all I'm trying to say. I just feel like it looked weird on me, and so I project that onto my dolls. But the real problem with me with these Mermaids dolls, as you can probably guess, it's the inset eyes. I just can't do the inset eyes of the Mermaids dolls. I don't know why, but they're just not perfect in my opinion, and they almost could have been if their tails were removable. The fashion is really good and the quality looks like it's definitely there. The concept is there, and I really love a mermaid line. I'm yet to see the other characters. Maybe there'll be an Asian girl that will really resonate with me and change my whole mind, because there are dolls with inset eyes who I'm not opposed to, which I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not feeling Mermaids right now. I do think it's really fun, and I am actually very excited about it because we still haven't seen the other 2 dolls. They haven't been revealed yet. Like, this doll line has so much potential. I'm definitely still interested in them. I just don't feel it yet. But I'm still excited. Okay, the last doll line that I want to talk about today, I'm sorry if I've forgotten your favorite. I tried to cover most like popular doll lines and ones that I'm interested in. But the last doll line I would like to talk about today is, of course, American Girl dolls who have inset eyes, but I don't dislike. I never owned an American Girl doll. I remember when I was like younger watching YouTube, All About Meep would play with her she would play with all of her American Girl dolls, and they were really cute. So I really liked All About Meep's videos on them, and like when she was like playing with them and stuff. And I was always impressed with people's American Girl doll collections on YouTube. People had amazing like bedrooms and accessories, like stuff for them. I've never been to an American Girl store here in Australia. It's like not really as big of a thing as it seems to be in America. But like I would watch these people, like they would be vlogging and they'd go to the American Girl store, and it was like a whole world in there, and you can buy like a whole world for your doll. And it was all really expensive expensive and really fancy and seemed really cool. So I was always fascinated by American Girl dolls, but I never owned one. I think if I was younger, I would have loved to have one. I just never did when I was younger, and I don't really feel like I would want to get one at this stage of my life. I'm more into like the 12-inch scale dolls. But I do think that the like American dolls are really cool. I would have loved to get a mini me American Girl doll. Like if I was younger and someone bought me like a Asian American Girl doll who had brown hair and like matched my skin tone, I would have been like, oh my gosh, she's me. I'm obsessed. I don't know. I didn't really have a doll when I was a kid who like was Asian and who was like me as much. Like I had one Bratz doll and it was her. And then my Barbies were blonde. So I didn't really like feel like any of these guys were like Asian or me. So that's why I'm like, every time I see an Asian doll now, I'm like, she's me. It never gets old because I didn't have that before. So yeah, if I had a American Girl doll as a child who was Asian, she would have been me and I would have loved her. And I would have wanted to save up all my money, except I didn't really have any because I was a kid, but I would have loved to like beg my parents for American Girl accessories and stuff. I loved watching All About Meep's videos when I was a kid, watching her make like accessories and rooms and like all sorts of detailed furniture and outfits and stuff for dolls. I used to always copy her tutorials and make them for like my toys and stuff. She's the best. So yeah, I was always into that kind of vibe, and I would have definitely done that and made a bunch of DIYs for my American Girl dolls. I'm always so impressed at like the little houses people make for their American Girl dolls, the amount of detail and effort people put into those dolls, and they're kind of a larger scale. It's kind of an interesting scale to me. I feel like it's very like decent scale. They're kind of larger, and so I kind of like that they're not like so small. But now that I'm older, the small dolls fit into my like cubicles better, and I can't imagine where an American Girl doll would fit into my life. These like two big Bratz babies and this toddler doll from Disney, they're already giant, and I already like feel like they take up already so much space. I don't know, maybe an American Girl doll would go next to them. Should I? They're really expensive though, and like I'd want to get her a cute cheerleader outfit so she could be a mini me, or a nursing outfit. That'd be fun too. Anyway, I've rambled for literally 46 minutes. I hope you enjoyed my rant about like all the doll lines that I'm interested in / can remember exist at the moment. If you enjoyed this random rant, you know what to do. You can give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know your doll thoughts in the comments. Have a rant, write a paragraph. I will read it and I will respond. Unless you don't want to, you could write me a short message as well. Tell me who's your favorite line. Tell me who's your favorite character from your favorite line. Tell me if you see a doll that is like representing you, do you always resonate with it? Because, you know, when I always see an Asian doll, I'm like, me. So do you see a doll that represents you and lose your mind? Or do you, like, have you always had dolls that represent you in your life? I don't know. When I was a kid, I had a couple of Barbies. Most of them were blonde, but one of them was a blonde mermaid, and she was my favorite. And I would love to get that mermaid back in my life one day. I don't really have a lot of like Barbie wishlist wants because I don't think it's realistic for me to get all the Barbie movie dolls at the price point that they're currently at on eBay. But I would definitely love to buy one day just my childhood one. I think that would be enough. I don't want to get, you know, too out there with my collecting. I want to keep it within my parameters. Anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe. If you'd like to see more similar content from me, let me know if you liked it or if it was too long of a video for you guys. I'm always interested in what you'd like to see from me. You guys have been really into the doll videos recently, so I've been giving you more. But don't worry, I will still definitely be getting back to, you know, the makeup content, the styling content. It is like all of them are all still my passion, so I'll still be getting back to all of them. I'm just doing a lot of doll stuff right now because that's the mood. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. Thanks so much for sticking around for such a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can follow my Flickr if you want to see more doll related content, because over on my Flickr, I feel like Flickr's a very doll space. I don't think I'd be able to keep up with a doll Instagram, so I don't know if I'll ever open a doll Instagram. Whereas a doll Flickr, I feel like Flickr has a great doll community over there that I could keep up with. So yeah, follow me on Flickr for like more doll pictures, like pictures of the dolls in my collection and stuff. You can follow me on Instagram, but it's not really doll related. It's more my life, pictures of me and my dog and my friends and me doing cheer and things like that, going out or whatever. Battery running out soon. Okay, yeah, we gotta go. I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Bye. Good night. I'm gonna go to bed now after my big long rant. Also, drink some water, stay hydrated, and yeah, stay hydrated, besties. Bye.